Hello loves! So I decided to make a Bluey cake. This is my first time making something that's kind of standing. So I wasn't really sure how to go with the structure. I know people use like the long nails and the nuts and bolts and whatnot. But I was like, let me just try these metal type tubes that I have, and I did it that way. So now I made the legs out of fondant and now I'm making the body out of cake. You can see I've already put 2 holes on that bottom board because that's where it's going to go through for the legs. Now this is just a cake for me. It was supposed to be for content. I didn't really care what flavor it was. I didn't even use simple syrup for it. I used vanilla. I didn't care how thick the pieces were. And I used buttercream because again, I was just going to cut into this cake for a video. And after I cut into it, I literally was going to smash it up into pieces on camera and turn it into cake pops. That was my original plan. So in my mind, it did not have to be perfect. I just needed it for my content. So I knew covering it in fondant wasn't going to be very easy because it's already tall to begin with. But again, I wasn't worried because this was for content and I would just put the ugly side to the back, right? You're going to see a lot of mistakes after I covered it in fondant. There are a lot of holes, a lot of areas that are see-through. Now, if this was for an order, I definitely would not do it this way. I'd probably use the wraparound method for the fondant instead of laying it over and then pulling it out like I'm doing here. But again, I didn't really care. Those parts really were going to be the back of the cake. You can even see it right there. You can see some cake through. But this is what happened. My dad ended up calling me the night before and he goes, your cousin is going to call you and ask you for a cake. And I was like, for when? And he's like, I think for tomorrow. And then we both went, ah, ha, ha, ha. I kind of did my, ah, ha, ha, ha. And then he's like, yeah, I know. I told him it's not possible. Now, this cousin is a grandfather. He wanted a special cake for his grandchild who's 3 years old. So he calls me. He's like, I need a cake, Amo. I honestly have not talked to him in years, but I'm like, okay, for when, Amo? Amo translates to uncle. He's not really my uncle, but we use that as a term of respect. So he goes for tomorrow and he's like, is it possible? I go, honestly, no. I was like, I don't even have power. To be honest, you guys, we were out of power for like, I don't know, 17 hours or so. We had a major storm here. And then he goes, well, what if when you get your power back? I'm like, no. It still wouldn't be possible. Bless his heart, he doesn't know. I understand. So I told him, how old is your grandson? And he goes, he's 3. And I go, okay, listen, I am working on a cake for content. It's literally sitting in the fridge right now. I'm hoping to God we get our power back so it doesn't melt away. And I was like, it's yours. I don't know if your grandson likes Bluey or not. There's a high possibility he might know who he is. It is a kid's show. You know, I think it's geared for toddlers and whatnot. Regardless, it's still a cute looking cake. And even if he doesn't know what it is, I'm sure he'll love it. So he's like, I don't care, Amo, whatever you have. It doesn't matter to me. I'm like, okay, but listen, like it's not my best quality because I wasn't even prepared to give this to somebody. I literally was using it for myself. And he's like, really, I don't care, Amo. I go, okay, but even the flavor isn't that great because I didn't care. And he's like, Amo, I really don't care. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So he was insistent on paying me. And I told him, no, really, I was literally going to just cut into this cake. It's yours. So finally he caved in and I said, I just want a cake cutting video. And this is kind of what they sent me. I know it's blurry, but it's okay. I just wanted to show you guys. He told me he loved it. And this is them kind of destroying it, which is exactly what it needs to be done. They took off the arms and the ears, and I saw the little kids, which I can't really post them, kind of eat into it. Even the dad took a chunk out of the hand, and I think he just wanted to taste what the fondant tasted like. It seemed like they really enjoyed it, and I was happy that, you know, it was put to good use. I really was just planning on cutting into it, smashing it all up on camera, and then turning it into cake pops. But if a little kid can have some joy out of it, that makes me feel a lot better. So again, it's my first Bluey cake. I know it's not perfect. It's also my first standing up cake. I learned a lot from this. I'm happy with the end product, although I did learn from my mistakes and I know what to do for next time. What do you guys think? And thank you guys for watching.